Welcome to Ogden Elementary. I'm your principal, Ms. Johnson. Take a look at the safety procedures that we're putting in place to make sure that you and our staff stays healthy. We're looking forward to the 2021 school year. See you soon.
And as you can see, I'm in my mask. Just so that I can explain a few things to you, I'm going to safely remove it. I'm in the room by myself. Okay, so let's start off with our hallways. As you can see, there are decals on the floor near our bathrooms. Our new bathroom procedure will have us all lined up in one line against the wall, and as you await your turn, you stand on a decal and move forward as you can. As you exit the restroom, you'll follow along and just follow suit and hop onto an empty decal. To continue with social distancing, in our halls, you will notice that we have these lovely arrows. Our favorite thing to do for this year is going to be to always follow our right hand. So as you can see, if I'm heading this direction, I'm following my right hand and sticking to this side of the hall. If I were coming through the door the opposite way, I will also be following the arrows on my right side down the hall. This procedure we will do anywhere on the Ogden campus. Thank you. Safety first.
Explain to you the visitor procedures for Ogden Elementary. As visitors come in, we will have a yellow arrow facing going entry so the parents can know which way to go in, or any visitor coming in the building. They will come in and go straight to the visitor station. They are to sign in and state their reason for coming.
Good morning, ma'am. Please adjust your mask.
Yes.
Thank you. Safety first. Please sign in. And your reason?
Dropping off keys for my child.
Okay. In this basket here, we have some markers. You can grab a bag. I notice you don't have one, but in the future, you might want to walk with one.
Okay.
And grab a label.
Okay. And then
You will put your child's name, the grade, and their teacher's name. You can place everything in the bag, and along that wall, we have baskets that you can put the materials.
So then the parents would come over here, find the appropriate grade level for their child, and put their items that they brought for their child in their basket. So if it's a first grader, it would go here, a second grader, third, fourth, and fifth. So her child is a fourth grader. Thank you very much. And you will exit out the door with the exit sign. And we have yellow arrows showing you which way to exit. Have a great day, ma'am. Here's our second parent. We have a parent coming in to drop off kids to go to the visitor station and sign in and state her reason for coming.
Hi, I'm coming to drop off the extra pair of clothes for my child.
Awesome, and you have the student's name, the teacher's name, and the grade level. Thank you for wearing your mask also. You may step over there and put it in the appropriate basket.
Thank you.
So as you can see, this visitor has everything already prepared. She has her child's name, room number, and teacher's name. Her child is also in the 4th grade, but she would drop it in the 4th grade basket. And then she will kindly exit through the exit door and follow the yellow arrows out. Thank you for coming. And this is the visitor procedures for Ogden Elementary.
Today we're going to demonstrate our entrance for students through the car rider line. There will be a separate but very similar transition for our bus riders. It will just be in a different location to keep everybody social distancing. So if you are a car rider, when you pull up, you'll pull up to a pole and your student will wait at your pole. When the students are ready, when there's enough room to come in at a safe distance, our students will enter in. We will have somebody at the door checking for our masks that everybody is safe, greeting our students to welcome them to a wonderful day at Ogden Elementary.
Ma'am, we're going to have you stop and please put on your mask at this time.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you for the announcement this moment.
Once our students are inside the gym, they will be at the breakfast cart, so we will have somebody greet them at the breakfast cart. They'll have a transition for them to put their ID number. All our breakfasts are pre-packaged with hot and cold options. So once they get their breakfast, they will be transitioning to the hallway to their designated area to eat the breakfast. Each grade level will have an assigned area. So once they come in here, we will have a staff member at the door to make sure they are ensuring social distancing. But our scholars are now on the way to their designated area to enjoy their breakfast before school starts. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Ms. Robertson, and I'll be covering the operations for lunch procedures. So, when the kids come for lunch every day, the cafeteria, the doors have been designated for entrance and exit only to provide one-way traffic to ensure that our scholars are safe. Here, we have the social distance expectations and a few important reminders for the kids. So, of course, to keep social distance, to always wear their mask, they're only going to be able to grab the food of their choice and sit only in the unmarked seats. So, we're going to role play this for you really quickly. All right? And here we have Mrs. Gomez's class. All right? And they're going to be transitioning on the right side of the hallway because our hallways are one way. So, they're going to enter through the cafeteria entrance. Now, with our transition ways being one way, if you look down this way, we have markers that identify the 6 feet markers so students know exactly where to stand. Now, they will be lined all the way across this way, but for these purposes, they're close to the entrance of the line. So, as you can see, it's identified to keep the students safe and far apart. Now, the line entrance, that will be lifted up, and the students will be able to transition through the line. And as they transition through the line, they will be able to pick up their food item. The food will already be pre-packaged in a container, so they can just pick it up. They'll scan their badge here, and they'll transition straight down to the center where it is already laid out and identified for social distancing. Now, if for some reason your scholars are going to be sitting in the cafeteria, the tables have already been mapped out so that the students will have an available seat to sit in, and tables that have already been identified as this table is closed, so students are able to stay spaced out and safe. Once all of the scholars have their lunch, they'll be transitioning out of the cafeteria with their teacher, go right ahead, through the exit door. And they'll be maintaining social distancing at all times. The scholars will then transition out to the hallway, where they will be walking on the left-hand side to ensure that there's no crossover. And that concludes the operations for our transitioning in and out of the cafe.
Family, again, this is Mr. Nelson. Let's talk about bathroom procedures. I'm going to safely remove this at this time. All right, if you can tell right here, we do have our water fountains crossed out, which means they should not be in play at this point in time. The district is trying to devise a plan in terms of students getting water. All right, so make this way on towards the restroom. All right, we're only going to allow 2 to 3 students in here at a time. Again, we need to ensure that we are practicing social distances. As a prime example, we do have places crossed out for students not to use. These are just the urinals here. Here we do have the toilets. As you can tell, these are already partitioned, so these should be a safe to go. All right, next, hand washing stations. Again, we do have these crossed out to ensure social distancing. We have soap here. Make sure that the restroom monitor ensures that every student does wash their hands. After washing their hands, I do ensure that every student does have sanitizer. And as the song said, when you get done, spray it, and we out. Good afternoon, Ogden family. I am Mr. Nelson. I'm going to safely remove my mask for this presentation. I'm going to show you what a typical classroom should look like here at Ogden. Being that teachers will be the ones rotating the classroom, and I am personally in a 3-way, I have my room set up where each teacher is able to have a wall. Now within your classroom, make sure that you do ensure that you do have a sanitation station. Again, being that I am in a 3-way, I personally will be rotating along with the teachers. Kiddos will stay. Each teacher will have a wall. As you can tell, this is here will be my reading wall here for my reading teacher. Over here, we do have our social studies wall. And then if you would like to pan around over here on the big wall here, being that this is my personal classroom, I do have my math wall. Now, if you will look on the floor, we do have spaces marked off to ensure that we have social distancing once the students do start to line up and exit the classroom. Here on the desk, we do have desks that do have exits to ensure that we are continually social distancing here within the classroom when learning is taking place. Back here in the back, we do have 3 bookshelves. Again, teachers will be the ones that are rotating, so I do want to ensure that each teacher, when they do start to come into the classroom, there may be some items that he or she might want to store. So this bookshelf and this bookshelf here, one would be for the science and social studies if they would like to use it, of course, ELA, and of course, my classroom would be that of math. If you can tell, I do have chairs stacked up here in the back. These are chairs that we most likely would not be using this year to ensure that I still have enough room to move about the classroom safely and effectively along with social distancing. Again, this will be my math wall here, being that I am in my personal classroom. I do get the big wall. If there's something that you and your partner might want to discuss, then feel free to do that also. Ensure that you do have your classroom rules posted. Along with your classroom rules, make sure you do have your objectives. Make sure those are posted and updated daily. Of course, your shared Promethean board. Make sure that if you have some type of signaling that you would like to use within your classroom, make sure you have that set up also. Again, this is just an example of what a typical classroom should look like here at Ogden. And as I prepare to exit, safely put back on my mask. And thank you.
Hello, hi, it's Nurse DeVille. What's going on today? Okay, stand right there for me. And I will get the thermometer to check your temperature, and we will do a thermal scan. And you're running a fever, okay? Stay right there. I will get you some hand sanitizer. And I will radio for someone to bring you to the designated area for the people who have temperatures, okay? Ms. Gomez, can you please come? We need someone to escort a student to the van area, please.
Yes.
Thank you. The student has a fever. Can you please escort him to the van area? And I will call the parent to come and pick them up.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. This will be the process if your child comes to the nurse's clinic and is having a temperature over 100.4 or higher. We would have to send the child to a designated area, and we would notify you as soon as possible. At that time, we will need the parent to come as quickly as possible to come pick them up. This is the process if they have a fever. Now, if your child comes to the nurse's office and their tooth came out or whatever, every child still will be checked for temperature checks. Still will have to do the thermal scan. Temperature is fine. We will be doing social distancing, and I will always clean your hands. Okay, can you go sit, please, at the social distancing area there? Okay. We have this to separate the children from each other. Whatever issue he has is not an illness, I will call the parent and let the parent know. In the clinic, we deal with different issues, medication, illnesses, bobos, scrapes, and cuts. We can still do those items. If we're doing virtual, we will still be also giving out screenings. If your child needs vision, hearing, spinal screenings, we'll still be doing those, and we will contact you to come and set an appointment for that. Anything else that we normally do in the nurse's clinic, we will continue doing when the school is reopened. We also will still ask you, if possible, to please get your immunizations done for your children. We will still be keeping track of that, and if you have any questions, you could just call to speak to either the registrar, Ms. Woods, or me, and we could get that information from your doctor's office to be faxed to us. You won't have to bring it. We could take faxes, please. Any other questions, you could just call, but we are doing social distancing in the nurse's office. We're still handling kids with medications. We will need the medication administration form filled out, please, and everything that we normally do for the children. Any other questions about COVID-19 and all the ISD, just give us a call at the nurse's office. Thank you.